So, I want to talk about when you're talking about the future. And every day I hear students say things like, what will you do after the lesson? When will you go home? What will you do when you finish FIS? Okay, and that's not how native speakers talk about the future. We do use will sometimes, but not very often. So, maybe I have a problem. Maybe I'm bored. I'm bored and I'm lonely. What can I do about that? I know. I have an idea. I'll have dinner with Dafir. Oh, that'll be really fun, and I'll get to talk to him, and I won't be lonely and bored anymore. Okay, so at this stage, it's an idea. It's only in my head right now. Okay, so when it's an idea, that's the only time that I use will. So the only time you hear me say, I'll have dinner with Dafir, is that very first time when I get the idea. After that, Dafir, do you want to have dinner sometime? Yes. Okay, good. Alright, so now what I've got is a plan. Okay, we haven't decided where or when, but we're going to have dinner. Okay, so when it's at the plan stage, that's when I use going to. So, the very first time I thought about it, I said, I'll have dinner with Dafir. Now, it's going to. Okay, so because it's a plan now, it's going to. Okay, so now when I talk about it, Tian, I'm so excited. I'm going to have dinner with Dafir. But it's time that Dafir and I made this sure. So, Dafir, when do you want to have dinner? What day?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow's good for me?
Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow, what time?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock? Bit early for dinner. Is that when you have dinner in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it Saudi Arabian style then, that's fine.
No, I think, what about 7?
7 o'clock, that sounds more like dinner time. Okay, so tomorrow 7 o'clock, you want to come to my house?
Okay.
Or do you want to go to a restaurant?
No, I'll be going to your house.
Come to my house. Okay, so this is great. So, Friday, Dafir, 7 p.m, dinner at my house. Okay, now it's more than a plan. Okay, now it's an arrangement. Now we've decided that, yeah, this is definitely happening. Okay, so now, strangely, I use the present continuous. Okay, and I say strangely because I'm talking about the future. But when it's really sure, I use present continuous. Okay, so now I say, when I see Hedy, I say, Hedy, I'm so excited. I'm having dinner with Dafir. And because now it's something definite, very often we add in when it's going to be. Okay, so for example, I say I'm having dinner with the fair tomorrow. Okay, so it's gone from being an idea, and I said will, to a plan, and now it's something very sure. Now it's an arrangement. Okay, Agnes, what do you think I should cook for the fair? Hey? What meal shall I cook him? What do you think he'd like? Steak. Okay. Only steak? Soup first. Soup, steak. Should we have anything with our steak? Potatoes or something? Tomatoes. Okay. Anything else? And some dessert. Okay. Alright, so the fair's coming to dinner. I have to have an idea about what I cook. Okay, that's a good idea. I'll cook soup and steak and tomatoes and dessert. Okay, so again, the first time I think about it, it's will. Okay, after that it's a plan. I tell Vivian, I'm having dinner with the fair tomorrow. She says, what are you going to cook? I'm going to cook soup and steak and tomatoes and dessert. Okay. So then I have to go to the supermarket and I get all these things and I'm carrying them home. I've got some steak and tomatoes.
Spicy steak.
Spicy steak, okay. Yeah, I see him on the way home and he says, I'll have spicy steaks, please. So, Alan says, what's all that stuff in your bag? Why have you got that? And I say, I'm cooking. I'm cooking soup and steak and tomatoes and dessert for the fair because now it's really sure. Okay, now I've got all the shopping. It went from an idea to a plan, and now I'm definitely really going to do it. Okay, so that's the difference between using will the first time you have the idea, going to when you have a plan, and then present continuous when it's an arrangement. It's really, really sure. Okay, so don't use will every time you want to talk about the future. Use will or going to or present continuous.